All right, guys, I'm hoping that you can hear me. We are live, and I'm currently still in Texas. I'll let you know why I'm still here, but we got a lot to talk about because all hell is breaking loose. And a lot of people, a lot of my subscribers have told me, hey, Lou, why aren't other content creators talking about this? Why aren't you talking about the dangers of this incoming world war? And I'm like, man, sometimes it's hard to talk about these things, but we have to today because Tucker Carlson just said something that's extremely crazy. But I also want to play a video for you guys about Joe Rogan and about a Ukrainian boxer who got on camera and decided to say this. Now, I want to play this video for you guys real quick. And you guys let me know whether you believe this guy or not. You believe him. And make sure to smash the like button. Let me know where you guys are watching from. This is Vladimir Klitschko, one of the Klitschko brothers from Ukraine. He's responding to a clip that went viral of Joe Rogan. Now, I want to play this clip for you guys, and I want you to tell me whether you believe this or you don't. Take a listen.
Joe Rogan, I listened to your latest podcast. I'm sending you this video to let you know that I disagree. You talk about these American weapons being sent to Ukraine, which you believe will lead to the Third World War. So let me tell you that you're repeating Russian propaganda. Putin's Russia is in trouble, so they want to scare you and people like you. His war was supposed to last 3 days. It has lasted 3 years, thanks to the heroism and
okay. So he says that Putin is in trouble, Russia's in trouble. They're not really winning. This is where all hell breaks loose. This is the former mayor of Kiev, by the way, and this is not. It's giving me a headache talking about this. This guy is legitimately one of the leaders and one of the mouthpieces of Ukraine. And he's saying that Joe Rogan is wrong. We're wrong. We're not going to World War III. Actually, Russia's losing. Russia is losing. You see, yo, guys, Russia's losing. Okay, so if Russia's losing, but Russia's telling us that they're winning, this is not going well. Now I'm going to play the clip real quick of Joe Rogan and what he said. Then I'm going to play that clip right back because this is not a good sign. This is a terrible sign. This is the worst possible sign because Ukraine and the United States of America actually thinks that Ukraine can win this war, which means there will be no end to this war until Ukraine wins. Bro, what is happening? Take a listen.
Zelensky says Putin is terrified. Fuck you, man. Fuck you people. You fucking people are about to start World War III.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Russia fired a missile today.
I feel like they fired an intercontinental ballistic missile for the first time ever. It's the first time one of those has ever been used.
It's insanity.
It's fucking insanity because those intercontinental ballistic missiles can have nukes on them. This one didn't, but if it does, the whole world changes. And it changes because of the military-industrial complex, and it changes because of the money that's going to Ukraine, and it changes because the outgoing president or whoever the fuck is actually running the country has decided to do something fucking insane.
Yeah. So again, we know how serious this is. We know we know how serious this is getting, and yet, ladies and gentlemen, they're telling us. After listening to Joe Rogan, they're telling us legitimately that nah, you guys are crazy. Ukraine is actually winning this.
Fucking insane. And we're all sitting there watching it, and people are cheering it on. CNN was saying, like, finally, see what their headline was about about Biden giving Zelensky the ability to use long-range missiles. U.S. made long range. It's not like nobody knows where they came from. It's not like nobody knows we've been funding this. It's a proxy war. The whole thing is fucking insane.
Yeah, one of the most insane things. But once again, Vladimir Klitschko, mayor of Kiev in Ukraine, decided to tell us that what we just heard from Joe Rogan is pure propaganda coming from Russia, and that Russia is actually scared.
Joe Rogan, I listened to your latest podcast. I'm sending you this video to let you know that I disagree. You talk about these American weapons being sent to Ukraine, which you believe will lead to the Third World War. So let me tell you that you're repeating Russian propaganda. Putin's Russia is in trouble, so they want to scare you and people like you. His war was supposed to last 3 days. It has lasted 3 years, thanks to the heroism and sacrifice of us Ukrainians. So you're using the only weapon that Putin really intends to use, propaganda. And this weapon really weakens our democracies. Putin's Russia wants to destroy Ukraine quietly.
Yeah, this is the former mayor of Kiev and former world heavyweight champion in boxing. What do you guys think? Are we wrong? Are we wrong? I just want to know, are we the ones that are wrong and that Ukraine is actually winning this and we should give them all the weapons and we should help them win this war against Russia because Russia is scared and the only thing that Putin is using is, a tactic. But Tucker Carlson has something else to say because this is something different. And I think they're using, am I wrong here, guys? Democrats said they probably all got together. Now I could be wrong here. They probably all together and said, hey, I think the way to stop Trump from taking office with this new administration that we fear the most, how about we try to start World War III, just so we could declare war or just so we could have escalation all over the world. So that way this guy never takes office. Now, I could be wrong there, but this is what Tucker Carlson just said. Take a listen.
I am very concerned that the people who have hated Trump for 8 years sicking the FBI on him, trying to put him in prison, then trying to kill him at least twice, probably more, actually, but at least twice. And that those people out of options have just
Oh, no. Can you guys hear me? I want to make sure that we're still here and you guys can hear me here. Just because I know for a fact that the connection's acting up a little bit here in Texas, that I want to make sure that we're good. Or maybe that's just, yeah, so we're good. We're good. So you're hearing what Tucker Carlson has to say. I want to make sure that we're good to go. I want to play what he has to say. Take a look.
So I've been pretty fixated on that for months, probably more than a year. I've just thought a lot about it, and I know a lot of the people involved, and they're very, very, very focused on war. Permanent Washington doesn't care about domestic policy. In case your viewers, I'm sure, know this, but just want to restate it. They don't care about domestic policy. They don't care about fixing the country, closing the borders, ending the drug crisis, getting the cartels out of, the entire Southwest. They don't care about that. What they care about is exercising power abroad, killing people because it makes them feel like God, and making money. And that's where the money is, trillions of dollars. So they care about foreign policy. And I have been concerned and remain concerned that that group of people, which is basically everyone in DC in both parties, wants Trump to take the country to war, either against Russia or, far more likely, Iran. And I think what people outside, I don't know how to the degree to which this is understood, but I just will say it. A war with Iran is a world war. This is not 2002. Iran is now part of a coalition that includes the biggest economies in the world and the largest militaries in the world. So a war with Iran means a war in effect, or, by proxy, but still a war with Russia, China, Turkey, and a lot of the rest of the world. So that's a world war. It's not just as simple as we're going to take out their nuclear facilities. Okay. How are you going to do that? And how are you going to ensure that that doesn't destroy the United States in the process? And of course, they don't care whether it destroys the United States. That's the actual answer. They don't care. And if they cared, they would pause and think about it. But anyway, I don't want to be bitter about it. But to me, it's really simple. Anybody who would even consider having a war with Russia or Iran should not be in any position of power at all in this administration.
Okay. I think what he said. So he says that the Biden administration basically is playing along with this. Guys, they're trying their best to make sure if Trump gets in, if he gets in, because we don't know what the hell is about to happen with, once we declare war and Joe Biden becomes a wartime president, we know that the transition of power won't be, maybe that's something. We also have people in the administration that want to go to war with Iran. Now, who wants to go to war with Iran? That's the real question. Who the hell wants to go to war with Iran? These are some of the serious questions that me at 27 years old, you with grandchildren, with children, or wanting to have children. We have people from all over the place in the United States of America. We got people from everywhere. Do you really want to go to war? Is this something that we really want to do? This is not something that we really want to do. So that's why I wanted to have this conversation, because these are the conversations legitimately happening. It's not like this is, somebody said clickbait. Yeah, sure. I'm going to show you something. You let me know if this is clickbait. Let me know. I'm going to play this for you. You let me know if this is clickbait.
Well, meanwhile, the Kremlin is lashing out at the U.S. and our allies after President Biden gave Ukraine the go-ahead to fire the long-range missile that we've provided deep into Russia. The missiles are targeting Russian military sites that are used by Russians to savagely attack our ally Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin with this warning about the use of those missiles.
We consider ourselves entitled to use our weapons against military facilities of those countries that allow their weapons to be used against our facilities. I recommend that the ruling elites of those countries that are hatching plans to use their military contingents against Russia seriously think about this.
Rebecca Koffler.
That's Vladimir Putin telling us to really think about this. So you could say this clickbait, or you could say these things don't exist. You can try to keep on ignoring these things, but until it's too late, until the point of no return. What is the point of no return? You can figure that out yourself. You can figure out what the point of no return is. It's a very, very easy to see now versus where we were at years ago. Remember, Taiwan, China, that's a war waiting to happen. Israel, Hamas, Israel, Iran, Israel, Hezbollah. Israel's at war with everybody in the freaking Middle East right now. The Houthis, Iran, right? Like, these are conflicts. Uruguay, and Venezuela. You have a whole bunch of things happening in Central America, South America. Like, these are conflicts breaking out everywhere, and you have people and countries aligning with each other as the United States of America does what? Go into more debt, go into more proxy wars. These are some of the things that we really got to think about. This is global. This isn't just like us funding all these things, which we are, but this is like the rest of the world saying, yeah, we're not going to play these games anymore with the United States of America. We're not going to play these games with NATO anymore. What's BRICS? We want to get involved with BRICS. What is, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are the questions. These are the things that people are saying. Now, we have a lot of domestic issues that we have going on that I really want to talk about. Trust me, we really should be talking about the domestic issues that we have going on. We will be talking about that on the next show. But I just want to talk about things like this, like absolutely horrific, tragic. Over the weekend, Texas officials encountered a caravan of 250 illegal migrants with over 60 unaccompanied minors. These are the things that we have to start talking about, along with the global state of the world, because a lot of people don't understand how big this is. So make sure to smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate Bit Rage for the $5 donation. But look, I think the craziest and the scariest part of this whole thing, guys, for me, is the fact that, we have people like Vladimir Klitschko telling us that Putin is scared and that they're losing this war and that they're scared. Like, I don't want to hear that, because that's not where I think we're at. But maybe I'm the one that's wrong. Maybe we're the one that's wrong. Maybe Russia is losing, and maybe Russia is the one hitting the panic button. But something's telling me that's not the case. Something's telling me that Ukraine is the one that's desperate. Something's telling me that Ukraine is the one that's losing. Something's telling me that we're wrong. We're the wrong people. That's what's telling me. You know what I'm saying? And we got people that thank you so much, Seeker, for becoming a member. I appreciate you. So we got global wars. We have a wide open border still. We got a whole bunch of caravans with unaccompanied children coming in. We got things that people are trying to ignore that are happening. Like these are things that are really, really, really happening. We got mayors talking about they want to go to war with Iran. I mean, mayors that want to go to war with Trump over the migrant crisis. They're crashing out over the migrant crisis. They're crashing out. Like, I mean, crashing out. Let me play one more video before I go here. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. We're going from topic to topic. Okay, here we go. I like this announcement about Trump. We'll end it here. Let me know what you guys think about this.
Starting on day one, we will end Kamala's war on American energy, and we will drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill, baby, drill. That's going to bring down prices of everything because energy brought it up. We're going to terminate the Green New Scam. It's called the Green New Deal. It's a scam. We took almost $10 trillion for nonsense, for absolute nonsense. We'll do bridges, we'll do roads, we'll do things that we need, but we're not going to be spending it or wasting it stupidly and have China laugh at us. In the meantime, they're building a coal plant every week, but now I hear it's 2 coal plants a week, and we're dying for energy. We don't have energy. Germany, as you know, went a little bit like us, and that was the end of Angela because their whole economy crashed. And their new government is building coal plants all over the place. They're building brand new coal plants, nuclear plants, and other things because Germany was going to fail. So why are we following these countries that tried it and failed? And they're smart countries. They tried it, they failed. Why are we doing this? Why aren't we creating great energy plants, great sources of energy, instead of playing this game with wind that is ruining everything, killing all your birds, destroying the fields, all these gorgeous fields. You got windmills all over the place, and you have birds. You want to see a bird cemetery? Just go under a windmill. You see thousands of birds dead.
Anybody ever wonder what happens with our tax dollars? Like after you pay the IRS, where does that money go? Right? Why doesn't the United States of America, the leader of the free world, why don't we look like Dubai? Why isn't every major city clean as it could be? Like, these are the questions that I want to be asking. And these are the things that I'm hoping Trump can literally accomplish, because I think that, bro, I was in Houston. I'm still in Texas right now. I was in Houston, and Chicago and Houston, for some reason, in the city, there's no garbage like New York City. Why don't we look like Dubai? Why don't we look like the best? Oh, transgender soldiers. Oh, yeah. Trump made an announcement that there will be no more transgender soldiers. That's another topic we got to talk about. All right. So let me take some questions from you guys. Let's get serious here for a second. All right. Why do you think Putin cut off the internet, AKA from citizens? He doesn't want them to find the truth. Okay. So we got some people in the chat that say that Putin is the one that's scared. All right. Let me keep on reading some comments from you guys, and I'll get up out of here to come. I'm going to come back for another show in a few hours. We got a lot to talk about today, a lot of shows. So make sure to smash the like button. Once again, smash it right now. Let's get over 2,000 likes if we can. All right, here we go. When Trump takes charge on January 26th, he will have peace in Ukraine and in the Middle East. Trump will turn these things around. I hope so. Are they handing him a ticking time bomb is the real question, guys. Are they handing him a ticking time bomb? That's the question. All right, here we go. Let me see if I can get some more people. I want to hear from you guys. I want to see what you guys are saying down in the comments. Okay. Snowflake's Nightmare says, our government is the enemy. Russia has never been the enemy. I agree. I think that our government is legitimately in bed with weapon makers. They want to make as much money as possible. And one of the ways that we are making a lot of money is by being involved in wars and being the #1 weapons producers, Raytheon and all these different, we could definitely get into the logistics of how much money we make from wars and being as sharp as we have been. So I would say that our government is legitimately, that's why you saw 2 assassination attempts. This is why, and a lot of people maybe they called you crazy watching this. Maybe they called you crazy and they said, you're a conspiracy theorist if you believe that the government is bad. You're a conspiracy theory if you believe all these things. But if I'm being very honest with you, man, we literally, like 20 years from now, we're going to look back like, man, they really tried to take out Trump. They really tried to take him out. They really tried twice, more than twice at this point. And then they tried to start a World War III. They tried to do all these things. They tried. So that's something that I think is crazy. All right. I think they're setting up the next election already. They're going to use this war to win the next election. That's actually a very good point, because if you use this war and Trump has to make one of those decisions that, this upcoming administration, because they're gonna try to vilify everything he does when he gets into office as far as what his response is to these wars. All right. Let's see. The infrastructure in America has become a third world country. We have got to stop the spending that is leaving the country. It has to be used here in America, or we will literally fall as a nation. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you guys should travel to, and I hate traveling. I'm not a traveler. I like traveling here and there. I got to be in the mood for it, and I'm barely in the mood for it. But from what I've seen, other nations are legitimately way ahead of us. They seem to be way ahead of us in what they're building and what they're using their money for as a country. Like what they're using their money for as a country, like we're not building anything. Like all our infrastructure is just, bro, we got to get it together. Like we got to get it together. They don't police the world. All right. Cool G says this is an invasion at the border, or it's planned for something bigger than getting votes. Elaborate on that. America is becoming a third world country. All right, here we go. Let's read Gary's comment here. The Democrats are trying to pull a Roosevelt, stay in power and F this country no matter what. Yeah, that seems like a move for sure. All right, here we go. Our government for decades has turned the American citizens into the world's welfare. Check and war machine without our consent. Yeah, because it's not like we get to vote for wars, right? These people are just, Connie says, clearly you are Bible illiterate. LOL, read the Bible. Bro, we're not going to be here in the next 20 years. Hell, we're probably not even going to be here in the next 10 years. Calling me Bible illiterate because you think that you know when the world's going to end actually makes you way more biblically illiterate than me. In fact, God's timing is God's timing. We could be around for the next 1,000, 3,000 years without Jesus coming back. We don't know when he's coming back. He's coming back like a thief in the night. So there's the Bible quote. I'm quoting the Bible there. So yeah, I don't know. Calling me Bible illiterate means anything, because this timing is a lot more different. We don't know God's timing. There's a lot of things that still got to play out before Jesus comes back. So you can say that, but I'm sorry. That's a bad comment. Because if you think that you know when Jesus is coming back, you got another thing coming. Okay, here we go. I agree with that, Michael. The Rhino Republicans are getting very suspicious right now, especially after Matt Gaetz' withdrawal. None of them can be trusted. Trump is surrounded by sharks. Is it freezing? I'm hoping that it's not freezing anymore. All right, I'm going to read a few more comments from you guys. Yeah, I read that comment. Unfortunately, I clicked it and I read it. It was a lot of words. Didn't really read what it was before I clicked it, and I just clicked it. Boom. So it is what it is. All right, here we go. Mark says, the Dems are going to end up screwing themselves up as well as Republicans in the long run before everything is said and done. I don't think I read that right. The Dems are going to end up screwing themselves up as well as the Republicans. Yeah, so both parties will end up screwing themselves up. Yeah. But look, we have a two-party system dominated by two parties. So, what we need is term limits. We just need a huge reform in our government, the way things are run. I don't like the way things are run. But I'm hoping that when Trump gets in, we can end government bureaucracy, where a whole bunch of people that legitimately don't actually get elected are making decisions due to their money, due to their influence. So that's a problem for me. And I hope that's a problem for you too. Stop funding and laundering money, killing people in the process of their greed. It's disgusting. Yeah. Yeah, not everybody worships Christianity. I agree. I always say on this channel that when I talk about religion or I talk about Jesus Christ, that not everybody is going to be able to relate to that. So I respect all of everybody's beliefs. I respect your beliefs if you don't believe in that. But sometimes we will talk about these things, and I hope that if I hope you don't mind, with all due respect. But I'm not going to stop talking about it. All right, here we go. Mary says, Trump will fix it if Biden doesn't kill us all first. I'm laughing, but that's true. Work for us, not the other way around. The Constitution says for the people and by the people, not for the government and by the government. Great comment. This is a great comment. Really, really, really good comment there. All right, let's read Texas Bully Mom here. She says, government is set up to where they can always control who is voted into positions, no matter what us people decide. So it does feel like that. It really does feel like that. Christians speaking up in the Middle East. Yeah, there's a Christian population in the Middle East. By the way, the Middle East is the most important piece of land. Obviously, I think that the Middle East conversation we really need to dissect what's going on in the Middle East, because that is where Jesus is supposed to come back to, being that Israel. But we really got to get serious about Benjamin Netanyahu. We really got to get serious about the Israeli government, because just like our government, I think that the Israeli government and their agencies like Mossad, bro, these people are sparking like big time shit. Like you're talking about the Houthis, we're talking about Hezbollah, we're talking about Iran, like we're talking about everybody. Like that's a world war within itself, as far as who Iran, if Iran gets involved, that's just like a whole nother conversation. So yeah, man, at this point, it feels inevitable. It does feel inevitable that it's about to go down. I just hate that I gotta be so young while this stuff is happening. It sucks. It really does suck. Like, you couldn't wait. Taiwan hears you. I think a lot of people in the United States of America, and I'll close it out with this, really don't understand, because we're not over there. We're not over there. But you got to think about what people in the Middle East go through, what people in Ukraine and Russia are now going through, what people in Taiwan are going through, what people in North Korea are going through. What are they going through? We don't see that, and we are very blessed as a nation to not have missiles flying over. We experienced a few things as far as global war goes. Now, we have domestic things that are bad, that are terrible, but I'm talking about attacks on U.S. soil from other nations. We are very, very, very lucky. But how lucky are we gonna keep getting? That's my question, and I hope, pray to God, that it never happens. I hope it doesn't happen in my lifetime, and I hope that we never get hit again. But just imagine what war would be like. we got to live under that stress of like, yo, there's missiles flying all over this. Somebody said Taiwan ain't at war. Well, I don't know if you know, but Taiwan and China, mainland China, there's a lot of tension there. I think, and the United States of America has made this very, very out loud, openly, Anthony Blinken has, that they believe that eventually China will invade Taiwan. So that's why I say Taiwan, because we fund Taiwan. We send a lot of money over there. I think the CHIPS Act is in Taiwan. We get our chips from Taiwan. So we're involved with Taiwan. So that's not a new thing. That's just another big thing waiting to happen. Because what happens if, let me just ask you guys this. What happens if Taiwan gets invaded? Boom, China, Xi Jinping says, oh, I'm invading Taiwan today. Boom, what happens then? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Nobody knows what happens? Well, what happens is we're gonna be stuck in the middle. Now we're the ones we're gonna have to protect them. We're gonna have to do the same thing. We're gonna have to give them weapons. We're gonna have to fund them in order for them to defend themselves against mainland China. Nothing will happen. You don't think anything will happen? You're crazy. We're gonna have to literally protect them. I mean, nothing could happen. That would be nice if nothing happens and they just, but that's what Jon Snow knows that that's what I mean. America's the world's police, CIA puppet. All right, guys. Yeah, I hope nothing happens. Shit, you guys got me there. I wish, but these are the things that are happening right now in the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen. So, protect the CHIP Act. For the U.S. really. The United States of America is in $36 trillion in debt. Where's the money going? Yeah. All right, guys. If you haven't smashed the like button, please smash the like button. There was a nice show tonight. Tonight. Whoa. This morning, I'm currently still in Texas. Decided to stay a little longer to view more homes. I will be going back home tomorrow. I will be back in New York City. It looks like a done deal as far as me coming back here and closing on a home. I saw what I needed to see. I saw what I needed to see. So before the summertime in 2024, or maybe even way before then, I'm looking to move and make sure that I, relocate. I want to relocate, but there's a lot more things that have to happen. So it's a done deal as far as I know that I'm coming down here to live. It's not a done deal as far as, and I'll keep you guys updated. Trust me, on a home. These are things that I want to make sure it's the right home. 2024. So yeah, we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. I love you guys, and I'll keep you guys updated on everything.